The day we find another Earth, what happens next? 1. The discovery that would change everything. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning to a news alert unlike anything humanity has ever seen. Scientists have discovered another Earth. Not just another planet. Not another giant gas world. Not another frozen rock orbiting a distant star. But a world almost identical to our own. A planet with blue oceans, white clouds drifting across its atmosphere, continents stretching across its surface, and temperatures warm enough for liquid water. A planet orbiting within the perfect distance from its star, where life might not only survive, but already exist. Within minutes, every television station interrupts its regular programming. Every major website changes its headline. Social media explodes with excitement. Astronomers struggle to answer millions of questions pouring in from around the world. For the first time in history, humanity would know that Earth is no longer unique. But what would actually happen next? Would we send a spacecraft immediately? Would we contact anyone living there? Could we even reach it? Or would the greatest discovery in human history leave us with more questions than answers? Today, we're going to explore exactly what would happen on the day humanity discovers another true Earth, and why that discovery could completely redefine our place in the universe. 2. How would we know it's another Earth? Finding another Earth isn't as simple as pointing a telescope at the sky. Space is unimaginably vast. Our own galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars, and many of them have planets. The challenge is that planets don't shine. They only reflect the light of their stars, making them incredibly difficult to detect. Imagine trying to spot a tiny firefly flying beside a giant lighthouse from thousands of kilometers away. That's similar to the challenge astronomers face. Instead of looking directly at planets, scientists often detect them indirectly. Sometimes they notice a star becoming ever so slightly dimmer as a planet passes in front of it. Other times they observe a tiny wobble in a star's motion caused by the gravitational pull of an orbiting planet. Using these techniques, astronomers have already discovered thousands of exoplanets. Some are larger than Jupiter. Some are smaller than Earth. Some orbit 2 stars. Others have years lasting only a few days. But finding a true Earth twin is much harder. Scientists would need to measure its size, its mass, its temperature, and most importantly, its atmosphere. Only then could they confidently say that this distant world resembles our own. 3. The first question everyone would ask. The moment scientists announced the discovery, one question would dominate every conversation. Is there life? Children would ask it. Governments would ask it. Scientists would ask it. The entire world would become obsessed with a single mystery. Unfortunately, answering that question wouldn't be easy. Even if the planet looked almost identical to Earth, appearances alone wouldn't prove anything. Life leaves fingerprints. Here on Earth, plants constantly release oxygen. Microorganisms produce methane. Living organisms alter the chemistry of our atmosphere in ways that wouldn't happen naturally. Astronomers call these clues biosignatures. Using incredibly powerful space telescopes, scientists would begin analyzing the light passing through the planet's atmosphere. Every gas absorbs specific colors of light. By studying those missing colors, researchers can identify which gases are present. If they detected large amounts of oxygen alongside methane, that would be extraordinary. These gases naturally destroy each other. If both existed together, something would need to constantly replenish them. On Earth, that something is life. Finding those gases on another world wouldn't prove aliens exist, but it would be one of the strongest pieces of evidence humanity has ever discovered. 4. A planet we can see, but never reach. Now comes the heartbreaking reality. Let's imagine this new Earth is only 50 light-years away. That sounds close in cosmic terms, but in reality, it's unimaginably far. A light-year is the distance light travels in 1 year, about 9.5 trillion kilometers. Light, the fastest thing in the universe, would still need 50 years to make the journey. Our fastest spacecraft are nowhere near that speed. Take Voyager 1, the fastest human-made object currently traveling through space. Even after nearly 50 years of flight, it hasn't traveled even a single light-year. At its current speed, reaching a planet 50 light-years away would take hundreds of thousands of years. Think about that. Every civilization in recorded human history has existed for less than 10,000 years. Our spacecraft would need many times longer than that just to arrive. In other words, The greatest discovery in history might remain forever beyond our physical reach. We could see it, study it, dream about it, but visiting it would remain impossible with today's technology. 5. The global scientific race begins. The discovery would immediately trigger the largest scientific effort humanity has ever attempted. Every major space agency would shift priorities overnight. NASA, ESA, JXA, ISRO, CNSA, private space companies, universities around the world. New telescopes would be designed. Powerful observatories would be built. Artificial intelligence would analyze enormous amounts of data searching for every possible clue. Scientists wouldn't just study the planet itself. They would investigate its star, its climate, its magnetic field, its seasons, its weather, its rotation, its chemistry. Every tiny detail would become valuable. The planet would become the most studied object in the history of astronomy. 6. The public reaction. While scientists worked around the clock, the rest of humanity would experience something equally remarkable. People would gather outside at night simply to look toward the part of the sky where this new Earth exists. Schools would redesign science lessons. Movies, books, documentaries, and video games inspired by the discovery would appear almost overnight. Religious leaders would discuss what another inhabited world might mean for humanity's beliefs. Philosophers would revisit centuries-old questions about our place in existence. Artists would paint it. Musicians would write songs about it. Children would grow up knowing Earth has a distant cousin somewhere among the stars. For perhaps the first time in history, humanity would share a common dream. Not of conquering another world, but of one day seeing it with our own eyes. 7. Could they already know about us? Here's a fascinating thought. If this Earth-like planet is 50 light-years away, the light we see today actually left that planet 50 years ago. Likewise, any observer living there would currently be seeing Earth as it appeared 50 years in the past. If intelligent civilizations exist there with powerful telescopes, they wouldn't see today's Earth. They would be watching our history unfold decades behind us. Perhaps they're seeing the first space shuttles. Perhaps they're detecting the radio signals humanity has been leaking into space for over a century. Or perhaps they're asking the exact same question we're asking. Are we alone? It's entirely possible that two civilizations could be searching for one another without realizing they're doing it. Separated not only by unimaginable distance, but by time itself. And that realization may be the most humbling discovery of all.